Cavalier. It didn't used to be so.
Hey, so I moved into the living room. I've been reading this so far. I meant to finish this back in April, and I just stopped reading it because of finals. I'm on this part. Beautifully written. I haven't read anything from this author before, Florence. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I've been like highlighting stuff because the quotes in here are just so good. Like her writing is just so beautiful. And the way she explains emotions and like grief, and I'm obsessed. So I wanted to finish this today. I have this much left. And then there's other books. I have a lot of books that I want to read for May that I've had on my May TBR, and I've bought on a lot. So let me grab those and I'll show you what I've bought. The blue right here, and then I got busy with finals again, so I just didn't pick it back up. So I want to read this one because I've heard great things about it. And it's kind of like blowing up everywhere right now. So Into the Blue by Emma Brody. I want to read this one. Star Side by Alex Astor. Look at these cool sprayed edges. Like, that's really cool. But I haven't read anything by this author, one who wrote Lightlark, I believe, and I think that's YA, but this one's adult. I prefer adult fantasy, so I'm excited to read this one. I've heard really good things about it. 500 pages, so that's a chunker. So yeah, I wanted to read these two. I have a lot of books. I recently just finished, it's a part of the Game Changers series. I'll put it on the screen here. That's the book I recently finished, and it was really good. I think I would rate it like a 3.75. I finished that maybe 2 days ago. That one was really good too. I've been reading slowly through the whole series. I think I have like 2 more left that are out. I know the author is publishing a new one with Shane and Ilya, I believe. I'm excited to jump back into the second one. I read those on my Kindle. I showed you like my Kindle library. These are the books I have on there. The new Carly Fortune book, Our Perfect Storm. Let me see if I can show you the cover. I rented this from off Libby. Yeah, so I read 12 pages of Our Perfect Storm. It wasn't hitting. I don't know. I think I just wasn't in the mood for this. So I'm kind of stressed out with my reading, but let me just finish this one. Let me finish this and then I'll get back to you. The next day, and I finished, and I'll share all my thoughts later on in the video, but this one was really good. I highly recommend it. But now I'm gonna pick out a new book. Too early in the morning. This is my shelf. What's currently going on. I did want to read this one, Into the Blue, but I feel like I need like something lighter. And I want to read something short. I like the satisfaction of finishing a book quickly. This is like my fantasy shelf. I haven't read any of these. I read this in the video, but I never finished it. So I have that much left. But I just kind of got tired. It was really good, but I got busy. As you can tell, that's a common pattern. I do want to read a romance book. I read Unsteady. I haven't read Unloved. I didn't really enjoy this one all that much. Which I was really looking forward to it because people said it had like vibes of Binding 13, and it just didn't hit for me. I read both of these. I read that. I've been wanting to read this one, Tuesdays with Maury. I had really good things about this one, and it's pretty short. So this could be an option. I definitely want to read this month. My shelf isn't really organized that well. This is kind of just a mix of everything here. And then I also have books there too, but nothing is really interesting me here. I don't feel like reading a fantasy right now. Well, I have this book, In the Absence of Men. It's short. I read that one. Pictures of You. I've been wanting to read this one. I still need to read the Addicted series. I've read the first two, but I need to read Addicted for now. Books that I have turned over, these are romance books. But I just don't really like how they look on my shelf, so I keep the spines turned around. Pumpkin Spice. I know there's some Elsie Silver. Yeah. The Front Runner. I have no idea what that's about. Long Shot, Kennedy Ryan. Love Hypothesis. I read that one. Check and Mate. I haven't read this one. Romance Here too. This is Never. Yeah, Beach Read. It's a love story by Annabelle Monaghan. I read Summer Romance. I think that was the one, and it was my first book of hers, and I rated that one 5 stars. And so I bought this one, and then I read it like 2 pages, and I wasn't immediately sucked in. So I just put it down, and that was last summer. So I could read this one. Sounds Like Love. I bought this one from Target, and I never read it. Like a year ago, so maybe I should read that one too. My mass market paperbacks that I'm in the middle of organizing. I have all these really cool vintage covers. Like this is an Agatha Christie. That's really cool. I have Shakespeare. I have Hemingway. Some really cool covers I've got from thrift stores. Gulliver's Travels, Romeo and Juliet, and West Side Story. That one. Twice Told Tales. I think I'm gonna go with this book. I think this is gonna be the next book I'm gonna read. It's a love story by Annabelle Monaghan. So I'm gonna start this one, and then we'll see. Hey everybody. Hey. Another day, another eye patch. I finished this book that I think the last time I spoke to you, I chose it off my bookshelf, but I ended up finishing it. I don't think I recorded any of my reactions throughout, but I finished it this morning, and it was so good. Like, I love this author, Annabelle Monaghan. I'm obsessed with her writing. She writes so beautifully. It's insane. So yeah, I loved this book so much. I rated it a 4.75. It was honestly close to being a 5 star. I don't know why I'm not rating it a 5 star. I'm just not feeling like it. But who knows? Sometimes if I keep thinking about a book and it sits with me for a long time, then I just automatically bump it to a 5 star. But I really like this book, and this is the second book I read in this video. So I want to read another book today. Let me show you. This is my Goodreads. I don't know if the screen is focusing. There you go. This is my Goodreads challenge, and I am 4 books behind. And this is what I've read so far this year. My goal is 50 books. It's pretty low for me personally. I used to read about 100 books a year, but I've been so busy with school that it's just too much. Now we need to pick out a new book on my shelf. This read kind of very like literary fiction, and now I don't feel like reading anything similar to that. Let's go to my bookshelf. I don't know if I should read a fantasy. I kind of could read a fantasy right about now. Call Me By Your Name. I've been wanting to read this for so long, and it's really hot outside right now, and maybe it's just the perfect opportunity. It's summer. Like, I think this might be a good contender. Or I still have this one I want to read, and read this book. Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Picture of You. Summer Sisters. I've been really wanting to read this one for a long time now. The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. I have The Wedding People, which I've heard really good things about, but I have yet to read this one. Bonjour. Bonjour triste. Bonjour triste. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. But this has been on my TBR for a while. It's by a French woman. She was 18 years old when she wrote this novel. Maybe I should read this one. Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking. I've been wanting to read this for so long now. By the end of this year, I need to read this book. But I don't know. I imagine myself on vacation reading this, so I don't know. I also have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've been wanting to read this for so long now, too. I say that with every book that I pick up, but I've really been wanting to read this one. I got this one from the bookstore like a year ago. My next book I'm going to read is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm going to go with this one. Hey everybody. Today, since I last spoke to you, Atmosphere, when I last spoke to you, and I'm going to have to do a little temporary DNF on this book. I just couldn't get into it, and I felt myself getting into a reading slump. It was a lot, and I wasn't like getting sucked in, so I put it down. I put this down. I definitely want to read this at some time, because I really believe I'll enjoy it. It's just not for right now. So I ended up instead reading Bonjour Tristesse? Bonjour, it's in French, by François Sagan. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but I loved this book so much. It was super short, so it was good for like getting me out of that little bit of funk I was in. I rated it 5 stars. This felt like such an accurate depiction of what it's like to be 17. I loved it so much. I'll definitely reread this book during like the summertime again. It's currently raining outside right now, so I feel kind of cozy. And my room's cozy too. So I was thinking of doing a fantasy. Thinking of reading Starside by Alex Astor. I talked about in the beginning of this video how I want to read this one. And I'm right now particularly in the mood for fantasy. So I don't know if I should start this one. I don't know which one I'll decide, but I'll let you know. I'm gonna read like a sentence of this one, and I'm gonna see if I'm vibing with it just by reading a sentence. I'll update you. Later now, 11:03. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey, excuse the beard and the lack of care in my appearance. I'll look better tomorrow. But I'm in this much in to Starside, and I love it. Like, no, I don't love it. I like it so far. I think it's really good. Let me set you here. Really good so far. Right now I'm in the part where the character Eris. Now we're in this sort of trials, and we're in like the immortal world essentially. And it took a long process to get here, and now she's teamed up with this guy. What's his name again? Harlan Raker. Yeah, Harlan Raker. And she's teamed up with him. That's the part I'm at right now. I'm on page 169, chapter 16. And I'm making a decent amount of progress. I read some yesterday, and then I've been reading today, but I've also been busy with school, and just cleaning the house. So I do want to read more of this. I at least want to get to chapter 20. But I'll update you. But so far, it's pretty good. There's a romance going on that I haven't noticed any chemistry, and like they've only just started hanging around each other. So there's been no like tons of interaction, if that makes sense. So I think it's kind of like it's a little bit of a slow burn going on, and I'm pretty sure this is a series, so that makes sense. But
So yeah, I'm gonna hop back into this and I'll update you, I guess. I don't know. I'm really unfamiliar with this whole talking about how I'm feeling about a book. I usually just internalize it and then move on. So this is weird expressing myself, but yeah, I'll update you. It's the next day, and I thought I'd go over everything I've read in this video and just talk. Books that I read in this video, the names, I rated this one 4 stars. It was really good, honestly. I'm still thinking about it now. Basically follows a mother, and she names her son different names in each timeline, and we follow the repercussions of that. So it was really interesting. Lots of stuff to highlight and underline. Yeah, so I said 4 stars, but maybe like a 4.75. Like, it was really close to a 5 star. It just took me so long to read. Like, I felt like I had to force myself to read it a little bit. On a 5 star. Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I really enjoyed this book. I read Summer Romance by her, and I love that one, so that's why I bought this one. Romance with literary fiction. Author was inspired to write this story after she read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. And I could definitely tell because the main character spent her adolescence in like a sitcom TV show. So I believe I rated this one a 4.75. I did really enjoy this one. Just a good summer romance, but that has depth, which I appreciate. Bonjour tristesse, bonjour tristesse. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this was a little French novel. Francois Sagan? I'm probably mispronouncing that. I do apologize, but this was probably one of the best books. This book I rated 5 stars. I thoroughly loved this book. And apparently the author wrote it when she was 17. And the writing just feels like 17. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you've been 17, you understand this character like so well. Like I was like, wow, like the character just felt so real and like honest, and I was blown away by the writing. Like if I ever was to write a book, I'd want to write one like this. It just takes place during the summer, and you follow the 17-year-old girl Cecile, and her father ends up falling in love with another woman, and then you see how she kind of tries to break that up. It was really, really good. But yeah, 5 stars. I highly recommend everybody read this book. This book was so good. I'll definitely read it every summer. And then the last book I read in this video was Starside, which I don't think I've talked to you guys about my final thoughts about this one. It was so good. I rated this one a 4.75 as well. This one was literally so good. I haven't read anything by Alex Astor. I know she came out with the Lightlark series, and I think that's YA. And YA isn't really up my alley right now, but I'm obsessed. I love, first off, this copy I got, so cool. That printed in it, and then that, the Phoenix, if you know, you know. Fantasy, where you can like lose yourself in it a little bit. It's not like crazy complicated, and it's just like a good fun time. Like, is it the best writing I've ever read? No, but it was fun, and I enjoyed myself. And I really want to read the second one. The second one I found out comes in November, so I feel like by November I'm gonna forget everything that happened in this book, which stinks. I usually don't like reading like fantasy series where the next book isn't out, because I'm like learning about the world, and then I start to forget certain things like fantasy, and you just want something fun for the summer. I think this is great, and I blew through it in a matter of like 2 days. That was all the books I read for this video. This is my first outro like this, but thank you for watching a book video. This is my first proper book video. Yeah, thank you for watching. This is so funny. It's so weird like doing an outro, but whatever. I appreciate it. If you watched, I appreciate it. The 10 views that this gets, I appreciate it.